Well, hey there, campers. Welcome to Camp Video Games. This is a podcast that covers video games and their multimedia adaptations. And right now, we are neck deep in our ongoing discussion of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Uh-huh.
My name's Junior Camp Counselor Sean, and that there is Junior Camp Counselor Josh.
Hello, campers. Welcome to Camp Video Games. As usual, I've got some hot hiking tips here for you. If you wake up and 7 years have passed and it seems like an apocalypse has swept through the land, when you step out into the daylight, or what's left of daylight, and the town is in ruins and there's zombies around, speaking of necks, you best protect yours. And don't look them in the eyes. Just run. Absolutely just run. That's right. Because in our last episode, we became Adult Link.
Right. He had a little Rip Van Winkle.
This is off to a blooming start. Yeah. We Rip Van Winkled into the future.
That's right. Or Tinkle. I guess he's not in
Tingled.
this one. Tingle.
We Link Van Tingled to the future.
God damn.
And now he's a real boy who's now got a mission from Raru, the Sage of Light, to go collect some MacGuffins.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct. So yeah, Link woke up from his 7-year medically induced coma, spiritually induced coma.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that
it beats 100 years.
It beats 100 years.
Game.
That's a weird solution. That they're like, he's not old enough.
Yeah.
Knock him out.
They're like, they're at their peak physicality at 17.
Put some long johns on that boy.
That's when we need to raise this boy back, and he's going to be so strong, he'll save us all.
It's a weird solution.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about like how Breath of the Wild Link is like, he dies, or, he gets critically wounded and then he's put in the Chamber of Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense. Like, it's like, oh, you have to like
you got to sit
restore.
in that. What's that tank from Empire Strikes
Back? The tank.
Yeah, you got to put him in his tank for 100 years.
The blue goo.
Whereas this, it was, they're just like, well, we think he'll be strong enough.
Yeah, just knock him out. Like, you could have used that if the time is going to pass anyway. And I guess maybe like narratively, they didn't want to yada yada the fact that Link is just like not in Hyrule for 7 years, but like, it's still the brain of a 10-year-old boy in a 17-year-old body. Yeah. It's a weird solution.
Yeah, and this is like one of these points of storytelling and lore that I like try to put myself in the brain of like Shigeru Miyamoto and his team, and they're like, no, we don't really care that much. It's about fun first. Like, it was a fun idea to play as an adult and a child. Don't think too hard.
I think it's a youthful escapist fantasy where, like, as a 10-year-old, all you want to be is an older kid. Like, you don't appreciate your youth until it's dried up and you're just looking back at the end of your life.
And to be fair, like, I think we've alluded to that idea of how effective this was, like, for us as the target demo when this came out, to be like, oh, I play as somebody about my age, and then suddenly the big, strong high school senior.
Now I've got a driver's license. Yeah. So, Link wakes up. He has a little talk with some mysterious twink named Sheik. Mm-hmm. And then it's, maybe go to Kakariko Village next. I'm sure you'll find something to do there.
Yeah, does Sheik tell you that, or does Navi get up in your business about it?
Yeah.
One of them does.
People.
And if you forget that Sheik or whoever says something, Navi will be sure to remind you within 10 to 15 minutes.
Hey, listen. Listen. I wish Navi was silent.
Yeah. We might find out if this remake happens. I got a lot of thoughts about why a remake of this game will be a mess, but we're going to stay away from that. We're going to stay laser focused on what we're up to, which is going to Kakariko Village.
That's right.
For reasons.
Don't buy a Nintendo Switch 2 just for this game, campers. It seems like a really bad investment. And the worldwide prices of the Switch just shot up again. And
I got there just in time.
Yeah.
Get it so that you can watch your wife and child play Breath of the Wild in 4K. Not even play it yourself. I just watched them play.
Yeah.
That's why I got a Switch 2.
Is that at 60 frames per second?
It's 60 frames per second. It's in 4K and it's beautiful, baby.
Love that.
Actually, my wife told me it made her sick for like the first couple hours that she was playing.
Yeah.
She's like, can I go back to the old one? I was like, no. You have to get used to this.
This
It's
cost
good,
me
trust me.
$80. So yeah, Link goes to Kakariko Village, and it seems like they're doing okay compared to Castletown. Kakariko Village seems to be like the last Hylian outpost of survival.
Really only a stone's throw away. It's funny he gave up on his perimeter so easy.
Yeah. What's the deal with that? Maybe
I always default to like, this is all just an abstraction. It's supposed to be way bigger than this.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
even
good
Breath of the Wild, it's like they do a better job of making the scale feel real in that game, but it's like, no, like Hateno and Kakariko are no more than a mile from the castle,
Right,
you know,
right.
but you're supposed to feel like they're 30 to 50, you know?
Yeah. So we need to, as adults now, we need to resupply because a lot of our childhood tools and weapons are now out of reach.
Again, it's like mechanically brilliant. Story wise, like why can't
an adult can throw a boomerang?
He could use a hook shot.
A kid could use a hook shot.
He'd probably be better at it, actually.
As an adult who often plays with a slingshot, you can do it. You don't have to be a child to do it. You don't have to be Bart Simpson in order to use a slingshot.
Yeah.
Man, kids with slingshots. Like Dennis the Menace, Bart Simpson. Who else we got? Link.
We got this guy right here.
It's what a because you can just make it, I guess. Like it's like the first step to being like a radicalized, like I'm gonna make my own weaponry.
It's like you make a slingshot, and then the next thing you know, you're in the anarchist cookbook, and you're off to the races. That was always, I think, the appeal. And then anytime I made an effort to be like, I'm gonna make a slingshot, it's like here's a stick with a rubber band on it, and it doesn't work. You know?
Yeah. Now you got to get some rubber. You got to get a bicycle tire tube. That's I think. I've actually never made one, but I used to buy them. It's like I feel like gas stations in like Tennessee always have slingshots for sale.
They've got some cool stuff at Tennessee gas stations. I've seen some of the coolest, stupidest bongs in the world at gas stations driving through Tennessee and like deep South Kentucky. But in Kakariko Village, I'm sure somebody gives you clues. Oh, I think if you come to the graveyard during the day, is there a little boy walking around pretending to be
childhood?
Damp? Oh, that's during childhood.
Yeah, that kid is like he likes to pretend that he's Dampe, the gravekeeper.
Yeah,
grave digger. And you don't see him as an adult. It's actually theorized that kid died during the Ganondorf's takeover of Hyrule. But there's no verified fate of that child.
Yeah. Because I got to the graveyard and I'm like, I'm sure somebody gave me a clue of what to do. And my brain, the first thing it told me was go to this grave in the back where it wants you to play Zelda's Lullaby. You see the little Triforce symbol.
Yeah, for the Sun Song.
Yeah, and you get like a very dramatic entrance to it. And it's really just a extremely short dungeon that takes you to the Sun Song that lets you control the time of day.
Yeah.
And then after...
That's an incredible amount of power, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, now I guess I don't have to go to work.
And like within the game, any puzzle that requires time is now immediately solved without any effort. But I did this, and then it was more just like my actual memory clicked in. I was like, oh yeah, there's a grave somewhere on like the left side of the graveyard. I have to push or pull. But do you recall if there's like a good clue as to where Dampe is?
I do recall there's a clue, but I don't remember what that clue is.
Yeah.
There is a clue. They do give you some like obvious hints. Like I think Navi's like, we should go to Kakariko Village. Maybe check out the graveyard. Something that basic. Yeah. This game does hold your hand pretty much the entire way in terms of letting you know that there is a clear objective. But as a kid, I never listened to advice. And I remember becoming an adult, like before making it to the forest temple, which is where we're headed after we get this hook shot. Like this was like probably the biggest like gap of I as a kid, first time playing through, I become an adult, and then I'm like, let's just run around.
This is
for a while.
hard. Like, what are taxes? You know? I don't want to do that.
Who put this long john on me?
Yeah, I mean, it is a very sort of magical moment as a kid to experience it the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you do want to just be like, well, let me poke at everything. And the game does a good job of setting barriers in your path all over the place.
Yes.
But getting to Kakariko, I think it could take some time to find this grave you got to push on to get the hook shot if you're not astute and attentive.
The grave's not like front and center. It's one of the side graves. You can identify which of the graves have hidden passages underneath them because there's flowers in front of certain graves.
Aha.
It's a nice little clue there.
That was like sort of my initial question. And like I'd venture to guess somebody mentioned something about flowers at graves somewhere, but I don't recall.
I'll assume so. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done this segment.
Yeah. And I mean, it's still better than like the first Zelda. I've been listening to this is a very good YouTube channel I've discovered. I think it's called like Dave Control or something. This guy is doing like obsessive game dev analysis of all the classics. Like he's done every Mega Man game through Mega Man and Base. So 1 through 8 plus that. He's done I think Sonic 1 and 2. I don't know if he's done Mario yet, but he just did Zelda 1, and they're like 3 hours of just like very nitpicky details about this. And I was listening to his thing about Zelda 1 this week, and it just reminded me of how vague the clues in that game are. I played it about 5 years ago when I was personally sort of like trying to get more serious about like game analysis.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the first things I clocked. I was like, oh, there is a clue for everything here in the text, but it's one, very poorly translated, and 2, extremely subtle. And this game, it gets a little better, and we already talked about, like, they put Navi in there for the purpose of, and if they're completely stupid, we'll put this fairy, which they then seem to regret a little bit. But anyway.
So when you get to the graveyard and you're looking for Dompe's grave, this is our first time fighting Poes, which are the ghosts of this world. And it's funny. The big takeaway I have about Poes, not lore wise, but gameplay wise, is that they will disappear if you try to Z target them. And if you just fight them
that seems to be the trouble I was having.
Yes. If you just fight them without the Z targeting, they're less likely to disapparate. But it's interesting that you can fight and kill ghosts. And then they become like extra ghosts because they leave behind like what looks like kind of like a fiery spirit that you can bottle up and drink it down for a couple health points.
Yeah. In any of your recent playthroughs, have you messed with the large Poe side quest?
Oh yeah, it's infuriating. I don't know why, but like certain Poes, like, because like they have like reliable places where you find them at night.
Mm-hmm.
They'll appear and you can like, you know, it is just kind of like a fetch quest. But for some reason, horseback archery is really difficult for me. I'm pretty good. I'm very good with the bow, like just on foot. But when I'm on the horse, it's like I'll even like stop running and still like just be like, why? It's like the added pressure. I don't know. Maybe like opponents judging me, and I'm like letting that affect my.
It's one of the many things in this game that I would critique. That the challenge comes from the fact that they did not have navigation of a 3D space mastered yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, speaking of challenges like that,
the last thing about Big Poes, because I don't think we're going to talk about that again.
Oh, okay.
The point of the Big Poe quest, if you get all 10 of them, I believe you get an extra bottle. And
okay.
That's it. And
don't
some
care.
They'll pay you maybe 100 rupees per Poe as well, but who cares?
Yeah,
money is this game. I could probably play this entire game and only purchase the Deku Shield and the Hylian Shield, and like never need to make a purchase again.
That's all I've purchased so far. Anyways, yeah. Once we do make it to that grave that Dompe is hiding behind, you do a race with him.
For some reason, I don't know why. He's like, hey, you know that old adage about grave diggers? They love races.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Am I racing to the grave right now? Like,
yeah. And like,
And so it's a weird challenge for a ghost to put you behind, but it's fun. Like this underground mausoleum is it's
conceptually fascinating.
yeah, it's
Like,
like
why is this here?
what's going on? Like why is this a temp? Like it's like the well, there is a spirit temple. Uh, is it somehow connected with the well
Yeah, it's
somehow?
throughout our adult journeys, like we're going to find that all of Kakariko has dark things beneath it.
Yeah.
But for now, you race him through, you get the hook shot, and like, sorry, I'm just gonna like sort of clock these things when I see them
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Where like the camera and the difficulty navigating the space is the challenge, which is like one of the big reasons I think people are not. I don't know, like it's just gonna feel weird if a remake happens because a remake's gonna have modern controls. There's no way.
They cannot get away with this specific control scheme anymore.
Yeah. Like you're just gonna be able to right analog stick and just keep him in your sights through this whole thing
Yeah.
if they do it as like a 1-to-1 remaster. And then if they remake it too much, people will be mad. So it's like I don't know how you do it because so much of this game is dependent upon like the camera's a little clumsy to control. Like you can't see where the enemy is.
Yeah.
You can't follow the thing you're tracking. Anyway, when you come out, you go to the windmill. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a fun situation because now we introduce this chicken or the egg thing. I think you can talk to the guy right now and learn the Song of Storms, right?
Yes, he teaches you this, or no, wait. It introduces like a time, like a closed
There's a
time
paradox.
loop paradox where he says, "I hate this guy, this kid who played this song 7 years ago,"
Mm-hmm.
and he teaches you the song.
Yeah, that's the fun. That's the most fascinating part. It's like, so where did the melody come from?
He's been playing it the entire time. Like it's a weird, like
Maybe
is this a plot hole?
It is a little like, again, I don't think they thought about it as hard as we're going to think about it.
Time travel makes my nose bleed whenever I try to think about it.
But it could be like he's doing it on his little organ grinder thing, but playing the melody on the Ocarina of Time is what makes it suddenly magical.
Yes.
And have impact on the environment.
Interestingly, though, as a kid, Link can also learn the Sun Song. Like you can go to the graveyard and like learn the Sun Song before you get the Ocarina of Time, and it still works. As like, maybe it's just because he's like a special boy. The songs matter. It doesn't matter what he plays them on. Like the Ocarina of Time doesn't make the Sun Song specifically work, but you need the Ocarina of Time to play the Song of Time to open the door of time. You can go get the Master Sword, which is in the pedestal of time, because you're the hero of time.
You said all that in due time. But one just fun detail. Does he puke in the original one if you ride the windmill?
No, not that I remember. So, this happens in the remake?
Yeah, I've got the footage up right now. So I did this just because it's fun to ride the thing. And I did it as an adult. And like, I was like, wait, why is he like shivering? Like the animation looks more like he's like shivering and then sneezes. And then like I did it again as a kid. I'd completely forgotten that I'd done it like a week or two earlier as an adult. And I go back as a kid to empty the well. And I wrote it again because I'm like, well, I got to ride that thing. It's moving fast. And then that animation becomes more clear. Like, oh, he's vomiting.
That's so funny.
And then I went outside and I was like, does he idle? Like, I checked the idle animation and sure enough, he goes back to just clicking his toes as soon as you're outside. So I think it's only if you're on that thing will he do this vomiting animation.
That's fun. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Anyway, so once the windmill's moving, we got the song, we can move on.
You got that hook shot. You're ready to head to the Lost Woods. And to get to the Lost Woods, you got a couple options. You could since you're in Kakariko Village, you could go up to Death Mountain and take that little back road that Death Mountain has in the Goron City to the Lost Woods. Or what most people probably do is they go back to Hyrule Field and they go to um uh um Kokiri Forest.
Yeah.
And then you see that like, oh, there's monsters everywhere now in the Kokiri Forest. Whereas before, like the main area is pretty safe. There's just like kids running around playing. I mean, Kokiri or yeah, Kokiri Kakariko. So many capes. And yeah, it seems like since the old Deku tree died, like things are not going great in Kokiri Forest.
Yeah.
Like there's just more monsters, and like that's a bad sign. It's like your garden hasn't been weeded for a while. Now the weeds are attacking you.
Yeah, and I mean, as a player, you're just like, oh, I guess all my friends are dead. I haven't finished the game. I don't know if that resolves and they come back anytime, or if they're just dead. I don't know, but it's a dark moment. I mean, as I have the footage up, I still have I'm still running around Kakariko Village and the like footage we have playing in the background while we talk. Like the only sort of thing you notice different in Kakariko is there's like one or two houses where a lot of the people you could have met either in like Castletown, Malon's there from his ranch. They're all sort of like harboring as fugitives there. Otherwise, Kakariko is actually more developed than it was.
Right, well, because the construction team, they finished their the building that they'd been working on, which is the archery mini game in Kakariko.
Yeah, but then when we go to the Kokiri Forest, yeah, that's when you're like, oh god, everybody's dead. He must.
I hope Mido's dead.
Yeah, well, yeah. Forget about Mido. Who cares about him? But like, it's a little haunting. You just have these little haunting moments when you arrive at certain places and things are either different or have definitely gone bad.
Yeah.
Throughout your entire experience exploring adulthood. But yeah, you go in, and I forget the direction that you're given, but you are to go back through the Lost Woods. And then when you arrive to the, what is it? The
it's
grotto?
Like Saria's secret grotto or grove. It's where you learn Saria's song as a child.
Yeah. This is where you first run into proper moblins.
Oh, they look so cool.
These guys gave me grievances both as a child and as a real life adult this time around. One of them just kept throwing me in the water every time I climbed out. Yeah, I would just like, I'd wait and I'd get up and he'd just immediately see me just scream at me and throw me back in. It was frustrating.
Yeah, but it's cool that they're that big. Like you don't see enemies at that scale otherwise in this game. And the moblins are just like, they're cool looking. Like they're big dog pigs. And I like that. I like a good dog pig. I got a new dog and I'm fattening her up.
But this was a moment that, I definitely recall as a younger player feeling like, oh, this is a difficulty spike. I don't know how to get around these guys. And you felt very, very stuck in this section, just trying to get through the woods for quite a while. But eventually, yes, when you get past 3 or 4 moblins, you arrive at Saria's grotto, grove, whatever. And Sheik should be waiting there for you and teach you a song.
Yes, the minuet of the forest. Josh, you know more about music than I do in terms of like technical, like being a good musician stuff.
Don't ask me the specifications of a minuet.
Josh, what are the specifications of a minuet?
You know what? I actually do not recall.
That's okay. It's what I like about these. So what that song does, this is the first warp song that you learn. And that really opens this world up to make it a more navigable, fun to like, just like hop around Hyrule without wasting time, quote unquote. I mean, all of this is wasting time. You're wasting your time right now listening to the show. You're wasting your time playing video games. All you should be doing is earning wealth, hoarding wealth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Of course I remember exactly what a minuet is. It's a social dance of French origin for 2 people, usually written in a 4 time. Obviously.
Yes. In 3/4, I believe.
4/4.
4/4?
Yeah, because then it's just a waltz.
Oh, waltz. Yeah.
So Yeah, I was actually curious because I was like, "Oh, our kid is learning minuet and G, right now, and everybody learns minuet and G and why, yada yada." Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum, bum,
Oh, that.
ba-ba-da-da-da-dum. Anyway, so yeah, you learn your minuets of your forests, and you can only get to the temple by hookshotting a branch
Yep.
above it.
And it's not that clear that that's what you're supposed to do. Because like this is going to be like what I think if I were gonna do a little course correction for this game, if I could just take the reins and
Yeah.
like pretend I'm Shiggy for a second.
Just teach these idiots how to develop a video game.
Morons.
Duh.
You should have used the hook shot to leave Dompe's grave. You don't do that. You play the Song of Time to move a block, and then you just leave. They like you get the tool, immediately make them use it so they understand how it works. But that's not what happens. They're like, okay, you got this tool. Go crazy for a while, run around, do an entire like map traversal. Then we're gonna need you to remember that you have this new tool and you got to use it in a very specific way.
Yes, no, that's a very good point. And something that I think was added in the remake, I'm looking for if I have some footage of it to pull up. Yes, I do. Is that tell me if I'm wrong about this, but now the hook shot, when you point it at something that you can actually connect to, it'll give you this big hard outlined target. So like I pulled it up here, and to further complicate things, if you're not close enough, it won't show that you can hook to it. But then once you can hook to something, it outlines the target.
That's present in the original.
Okay, so that was still there.
It looks like it looks like you've got like a bullseye red dot, whereas in the N64 version, it's just a red dot without the outer circle.
Okay,
but
yeah.
Same basic function.
And then we're into the forest temple proper after that, and
spooky old place.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, how do I talk about these temples, because they are so core to like what this game is and what makes it magic.
Yeah.
But like I don't also have the memory or the notes to go through them like room by room.
No, and I don't think that's not the fun way to talk about these places.
Yeah.
The Forest Temple, it seems that it was built by the royal family. There's like this was not built by the Kokiri. Like this is a Hylian built temple. And it's just like, but it's been overgrown, it's been like abandoned. Perhaps like the original residents died and they're now ghosts who you have to fight later in the game or in this temple. This has probably the scariest soundtrack in any of the temples. This is it's very scary. Like it's not the spooky temple, it's the forest temple. I like the forest.
It's very good. It's an all-timer. I recall like somebody did like the background of like the production of this music, and gosh, is it bizarre.
Yeah. I'm not familiar.
The one detail I remember is there's one or two pieces of it that they literally just sampled from like a sample library CD. That like this was a thing early in my career, like back like in college, and for a little while out of it, like you would still, if you wanted to create sample based music, there were people who would just sell huge collections of sounds.
And Nintendo used the heck out of those CDs. So much like the Fire Temple, they had to censor it and re-release a new soundtrack for it because the Fire Temple soundtrack used a sample clip of Islamic call to prayer. and Nintendo's pretty like clear. They're like, we don't do religious stuff in our games. And like in the original Zelda, you can get what in Japanese was called the Bible, but then it gets turned to the magic book. And the Link's shield having a cross in the first game was like kind of like whoops, like that's, is Link a Christian? Like it's a weird.
He's a crusader.
Yeah. Crusader for the goddesses.
Yeah. Um,
But yes, I'm familiar with those sample CDs,
yeah.
because they like now like as a result of the Zelda controversy with it, I think that's become a collector's item. Is getting an original CD with all those samples
Yeah,
on it.
now I want to hear that original Fire Temple music
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hear what you're talking about. Yeah, this one I want to say it's maybe that sort of like
I love that sound.
that sound in the
Yeah.
background. I think is the thing that they just found a season like this is weird.
Yep.
Let's use this. And then it's like literally only like 2 or 3 other tracks of sounds,
Yeah.
and it's just bizarre and haunting, and you're going to be lost in here listening to it for I think I was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was. I had some trouble with this one. I go into these things confident and proud, and then I come out a defeated, sad man at
Yeah.
the end. Like because this was my first of the big boy temples, right? The forest temple, and I thought, you know what? I'm not a stupid idiot child anymore. I'm
Nope.
good at Zelda. This isn't going to be hard at all. And then
Oh no, I'm a
I was-
stupid idiot man.
yeah, and I was like, I was fine until there's like the rooms. There's 2 rooms in this room where you have to shoot an arrow to twist how the room attached to it
Yes.
is
Oriented.
arranged and
Yeah.
oriented. And I got really lost because I thought like there's sort of different corridors that you can go down into it. There's like sort of 2 wings of it. And I thought that in one wing there's a twisted room, so I thought, well, the other twisted room must be in the other wing of the temple, and just kept looping around until finally, thank God, somebody did a little backseat gaming in my stream chat and was like, no, go back to the other room.
Thanks, campers.
Like saved me. But this also, this dungeon has basically what I consider like the definition of Zelda taxes puzzles of block pushing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say, my joke is that Zelda taxes are a little hard to define, but you know them when you see them. It's that moment when you go, oh my God, I wish you'd give me an I get it button, because I absolutely get what you want from me, and it's just going through the motions of doing it. Like, this temple is the core memory of that feeling for
sure.
me as a Zelda player.
That's so relatable, because when I think of a Zelda tax, I think of solving a puzzle in a room and a treasure chest appears and it's just some fucking rupees. That's a Zelda tax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like the tax is the time spent doing it when your brain has already solved it, and you're just like, oh my gosh. They absolutely like. I would not have, been missing any amount of like verisimilitude if they had made it so that these giant boxes, like, no, he's just super strong and he can push them twice as fast.
Yeah.
Like it's so cumbersome to move boxes in this game.
It's a mess. Luckily, Zelda doesn't really lean on those as much.
Yeah, and this is
anymore.
like another big question of like, if you remaster or remake this game for the modern player, do you leave these slow lumbering box pushing puzzles as is?
Yeah.
Or do you make it so that it's like, no, he's just 2 or 4 times as strong and they move really fast? Because it's already stupid. He grabs a solid stone surface in the middle,
solid hand on it, yeah,
with just his fingers, and is like can push and pull it.
Yep.
Like, which, to be fair, in Breath of the Wild, his rock climbing skills
it makes no sense.
are out of control.
Yeah,
like
he's like Spider-Man.
He can free solo like no human who has ever lived. He can be completely upside down like Spider-Man. And it's like, well, it costs him a little more stamina to climb that way. So it's like the reality, like how realistic it is, doesn't matter. Just let him push the blocks faster.
When Link enters the forest temple, we're greeted by 4 Poes.
Oh yeah, we skipped that. Go.
These Poes are named Meg, Joe, Beth, and Amy.
I'm sorry, I missed one. Meg, Joe, Beth?
Meg, Joelle, Beth, and Amy.
Sure.
Obviously, you're not a fan of Little Women, which is the novel that they're referencing in this. And so I went ahead and I read Little Women.
Okay, good.
For this, and it's a lovely novel. It's just about, being a young lady in the turn of the mid 19th century.
Yeah.
And just
My wife and
there's a deeper
Chibis
story.
went to see a play version of it about
Mhm.
2 months ago. They're all about any like self-respecting woman I know in my life has read Little Women and is loves it.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's a very
Joe
comforting.
is the tell for me. Joe is the name that sticks for me
Mhm.
with that book. And I've never read it. I just know lots of women in my life who just talk about that
Yeah, yeah.
book.
It's a good piece of literature.
Uh-huh.
I you know how I read it, Josh, on my Nintendo DS.
Amazing.
Because I have
Because this
the
is Camp Video Games.
because
We
this
do
is
it
Camp
right.
Video Games. And I read it in the woods. The Nintendo DS has a miniature library. It's like 100 classic novels, all just on one DS card, and
Is
it's
this
lovely. And
wait, is this a real
yeah,
like
it's a real. I'll show it to you next time.
that's amazing. Like
And
you
like
could
that.
go in a store and buy this retail for a non-jailbroken DS.
Yes, yeah. It's an
Whoa.
officially released. Like it turns your DS into an ebook essentially. And I read Little Women on my DS. I read Treasure Island. I started reading Tale of Two Cities. It's a great. I mean, because like I've always got my DS on me, except right now. But that's and it's like I don't play DS games. I just have my DS as like a miniature library
It's
now.
I just want to hang on the DS for a minute because it's such a fascinating console. Like
Oh yeah.
the reason I am into or have any skills with like a New York Times crossword puzzle is because there was a standalone New York Times
I
crossword puzzle
remember that.
game for the DS, and I was the person who did get an R4 card the second I got a DS and downloaded every single game
Sick.
and just tried them all. And that one, like, there was something about the uh using a stylus on a screen
Mm-hmm.
that worked pretty well for like the first time, and like being able to do crossword puzzle and being able to like take notes or get hints or erase like suddenly made learning how to do crossword accessible
Oh
to me.
sure.
And now like my wife's probably better than me because she does them almost every day, but like I still got it, you know. She'll ask me like, what's this one? I'm like, oh, I got that.
I love crossword puzzles. I think writing your own crossword puzzles is like an incredible skill that requires some 3D thinking there, but I really like that type of challenge.
Yes. So shouts out to the DS for that kind of thing.
You know what else?
Cheers to the DS for the design of the controls on the Ocarina of Time remake that I played.
Yes. The DS also the DSi, which was like the second generation DS, they had an animation like app that you could download, and it was like basically a flip book app, and I got way into that, and I started making my own animations like in my early 20s. I
That's
was
fun.
like super into that. Shout out the DSi.
I mean,
It's got
it's a cool
lasting
system.
power.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they're not going to do like specifically handhelds anymore. Probably.
Well,
Like
as of this
Nintendo's-
week,
yeah.
I mean, this is going to come out probably a month after the game, but we got VR chat in Star Wars or Star Trek, Star Fox. what's the one that Nintendo does? The Fox.
Star Wars for furries.
Yeah, you could be a furry in VR chat now.
Ruh-roh.
Which is that'll be interesting. We covered Star Fox 64. I think that was a good episode. Go back and listen to it.
We did a whole series where we talked about Star Fox on the SNES, and then we covered A Fox in Space, which is the only Star Fox cartoon I need in my life.
Yeah, it was very weird to watch that Star Fox Direct this week and be like, at this point, like, as the best adaptation we've covered, I'm like, A Fox in Space is Star Fox to me now.
Yes.
That I was like, this isn't Star Fox, what you're showing me. Yeah. Anyway.
Shout out Star Fox.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this.
So the Forest Temple, it's pretty complicated compared to the childhood temples. Like Jabu Jabu is a pretty straightforward. Well, that's not true. I mean, that Jabu Jabu was the first taste to be like, oh, where am I supposed to go? The Dodongo's Cavern was the most straightforward temple in the game.
I had no trouble navigating Jabu Jabu. This was the first time that I went, oh boy, I'm
Yeah.
lost.
So I think the big takeaway here is this is where Link gets his bow and arrow, which is the best like sub weapon in the game. It's um got a lot going for it. I mean, it's stronger than the slingshot. The slingshot has like a little bit of an arc to the projectiles, whereas the bow just shoots very straight and dead on. Not realistic, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think what I liked the most as a kid playing this for the first time is that like you go into first person shooting mode when you use these sub weapon, and I was always obsessed with first person shooters. Go back and listen
It's
to
just
our
like
Doom.
Doom.
Yeah, it's just like Doom. Yeah. But that like Nintendo, the N64 didn't have as many first person shooters as other consoles, and I was a Nintendo 64 kid,
Hmm.
and then I was a PlayStation kid like a little bit later. But I always appreciated that gameplay function. Whereas the bow, what the bow does for you, aside from being a weapon that lets you keep your distance from your enemies, is that it also allows you to shoot the eyeballs on the wall that you would
Yes.
use your slingshot for as a kid. But now,
That's going to be
like,
the big problem solving thing it does for you in
yeah,
this dungeon.
that's oh right, I remember talking to you about this when I was playing through. The moment I became an adult in this game, I started going to all the other temples out of order, and I was able to enter all of the temples before even getting the hook shot. No, scratch that. Um, you need the hook shot to get into the fire temple, but you can't beat it without a bow and arrow, which you
Uh-huh.
get from the forest temple. So like the even though this world is like quote unquote open, there's still there's some lane blockage in terms of letting you just complete levels without doing it in the right order.
Hmm.
And the bow and arrow is your essential item. You need this to beat the game, and it's my favorite weapon in the game.
Yeah. I co-sign all that. The other thing in this temple that the bow and arrow is going to do is it's going to help you proceed through the main puzzle, which is when you first enter that room and those four Poes, they all steal a flame from the central room, and you have to restore those. And the only way to do it is that these ghosts are all four of them hiding in paintings, or is it just
The fourth
two?
one waits for you in the center, but
Okay.
the other three, I believe, are all behind. Well, there's the one that you have to do the block pushing puzzle. But that's because no, they're all in paintings, I
Mhm.
believe.
So there's two that are in these like long stairwells where you have to shoot them in the painting two times or three times, I don't recall. But then they wait for you at the bottom of the stairwell, and you have to have like an awkward fight with
Yeah,
them in this weird room. Um, and this is like where I really got lost, was the pathway to finding
yeah.
one of them. Really just threw me through a loop for a while. I've got about 45 minutes of footage of me just running laps through this
It's
place.
as a person who's played this level so many times, it's rough to watch. It's just like, oh come on, man. But that's okay. You've got a much more joyful social life than I do.
I mean, I truly like this was my first time revisiting it in like 25 years. This is
That's
not a game I've just played and replayed every few
yeah,
years.
very different
Like I
lifestyle.
played it a lot as a kid, but so it's like there's a lot of stuff that's ingrained in my memory, but like the little details throughout are totally lost on me. Like how to navigate these very specific things where it's like, no, you need to find this exact key in this
Yeah.
corner of this dungeon to proceed through this part has tripped me up at least kind of like once per dungeon, it
Yeah.
seems like. Um, but
Ooh, so what we've got on the screen right now, is one of my favorite puzzles in this game. It's so
oh,
simple.
this
It's
one,
not even a puzzle. Well, it is a puzzle, I guess. But
yeah.
at this point, you've shot a couple of eyeballs on the wall, and that does something for you. But then you enter this room, and there's an eyeball that's covered in ice,
Hmm.
and there's rotating platforms that you need to line your shot up so your arrow goes through a torch and then burns the ice off
Yes.
of the the eyeball. And flaming arrows are like one of my favorite things. Like I'm a
Just like
pyromaniac.
in life.
I do archery at home. I like to hone that skill. It's a fun, easy, and free thing you can do. I'm cheap and I'm often bored, and so archery fits into my, and I've got acreage, so I like don't have to worry about hurting my neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten pretty good with a bow over the years, and I would like to think that my fascination with the bow started with Zelda, and I think that's probably true.
My only addition to this puzzle concept is if anybody's watching on YouTube and sees this footage and how clumsy I was with it, I struggled. One, that it's you just have to slowly wait to get into position was frustrating, but the way that like the flame aligns with the ice, like you have to take a guess that like the quote unquote hitbox for like where you can shoot through the flame is way higher than it looks.
It is. There's like a little like a halo of light around the flame, and like anywhere in there,
like way high.
Yeah.
Because I shot 2 or 3 shots and I was like, what am I doing wrong here? And then I think finally on a whim, I just shot way higher than I thought I could, and it worked. I was like, oh, that was stupid.
There's one detail that really bothers me in this game. It's a little bit later, but I'm gonna jump ahead because we're talking about shooting arrows through flames in the ice cave. You have to find like blue flames to melt the red ice. And there is a room where there's a blue flame that you should be able to shoot an arrow through it into the red ice. It doesn't transfer. You can't have flaming blue arrows, blue flame arrows.
Yeah.
But it's like what do you mean?
Like I'm back to my own attempt of this, and it looks like at one point I thought, am I supposed to just walk up to the flame and light my arrow
as you would in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah. It's just I was stuck on this way longer than I should have been.
That's okay, buddy.
Yeah. And did I finally get it? Nope. One more lap around. Anyway.
Man. So the pose in this level act as the mini boss. It's the collective mini boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because every dungeon has a boss and a mini boss. Besides the forest temple? I'm sorry, the Deku tree.
I mean, the Deku tree kind of does if you count like the Deku scrubs who you have to get the clues from.
I'll take that.
That's a very small one, but
yeah. But the pose are they're very, very simple fights, and it's just if you lock onto them, Z targeting, they will disappear, and you'll have to wait for them to reappear. It's same old. It's not that fun to fight the pose, but you got to do it.
The real exciting thing about this dungeon is it's a actual boss, the Phantom Ganon boss fight, which I have to put myself back in childhood brain to think about just how like effective this is.
Yeah.
That not only are you like placed in a room with the big bad, but he just like he looks a little more monstrous, and then they call him Phantom Ganon without any further context, and they're just like, okay, go fight him. Yep. And you're like, what did this and you're like, am I at the end of the game? What is happening here? But it truly is, and there's like a little bit of text to imply that like he is sort of a funnily enough, a sort of like Palantir of Ganon.
Okay.
like he like somehow Ganon can kind of see through to this phantom version of him, because you hear the actual voice of Ganon. He says something along the lines of like, oh, this is only like a fraction of my true power. Either before or after you fight him. I forget when, but
you're in a room full of paintings when you fight Phantom Ganon. And it's just like, it's a weird like art gallery.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's just like adds its own sort of extra level of spookiness.
It's great. And you think about like Super Mario 64, that's how you traverse through levels, is you jump into paintings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they wanted to do something similar originally for Ocarina of Time, and then they decided to make it a more
Yeah.
cohesive.
Oh, one other thing we should mention is about the adult dungeons is the requirement of boss keys.
Yes.
Is a new thing carried over from A Link to the Past that we hadn't seen yet.
That's right. You're right, because childhood dungeons don't have that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, you got to find one more thing as well.
Yeah, which I find so far, I haven't done the last 2 temples yet, that like it it feels that like they are truly placed in a way that like they're behind the wall of the item you get. So you have a very good understanding of where everything is, and it's just like the way he says, it's like one more thing. It's like, okay, come on. Like they are just like, oh, let's just see just how well you do understand this temple. Can you find your way back to the one thing that you couldn't do that you saw earlier? Which is clever, but it feels a little tedious when you've already been lost for an hour and a half.
That's right.
But yeah, you end up in this room full of paintings, and you've got to kind of look around and then leave, I think, before he even attacks you. Are there other bosses? Yeah, there's several bosses in this game where like you walk into the arena and then you have to do something to like trigger their approach. Like Goma, the very first one, you have to
look up at her.
Yeah. Which I think is a very cute, clever maneuver to like that adds a little bit of suspense to each of these fights.
Sure.
To be like,
you like walk into
there's supposed to be something dangerous here, and then in this case, it just sneaks up behind you. All of a sudden, the big bad guy is on a horse behind you in this tiny room, ready to destroy you.
It's shocking. And he takes off his human face, and he's a skeleton, a Stalfos.
Yeah.
Evil spirit from beyond, Phantom Ganon. It's this is great too because the same basic fight rules apply when you fight Ganondorf at the end of the game, where he's going to attack you. You have to repel his attacks with your own attacks.
The classic tennis that was introduced in A Link to the Past. Are there non-Zelda games that use that style of battle that come to mind?
That's a good question. Let us know in the comments, campers, if you can think of games where you have to use your attack to parry your enemy's attack.
But like back and forth,
yes,
like tennis, because parrying is every video game now.
That's true.
But like that back and forth until somebody finally gives up is something I, off the top of my head, I only recall from Zelda. But so yeah, like you'll do a few rounds of him running through the painting. This, I mean, is pretty brilliant, like suspense building that he can come from 2 directions at once. And my first, I lost this, I think. Like I just kind of wasn't mentally prepared or didn't quite have the timing down of like, when do I shoot? When do I know it's like I'm at the right one? Because there will be one who just runs up and then runs back. And if you're following the wrong one, the actual one could sneak out and blast you with lightning.
Yep.
Which happened to me too many times, and then I died.
It's a great boss fight. It uses,
I think this might be one of the best in the game.
It requires a lot of like timing and like precision, specifically like I think the archery part, the first phase of the fight is the most difficult. It's excuse me. Because Ganon will send several apparitions at the paintings, and you have to kind of guess which one is the true ghost, Phantom Ganon, which it kind of is reflective of your fight with the Poe sisters, which we skipped a little bit of that discussion, where so you go around, you collect the 4 Poes, their flames to add to the elevator, which allows you to get the master key, and they like put like false versions of themselves, but there's always like one little giveaway that there's which one's the real one is the one that does a little twirl.
Oh yeah.
But it's again, it's a pretty uninteresting mini boss fight.
There's a lot of, it's funny, like there's a lot of fights in the game that especially at this point, as you keep mentioning, like, oh, if you Z target the pose, they'll disappear.
Yeah.
And in the like Phantom Ganon boss fight, if you commit to one that's coming at you with Z targeting and you're wrong, you'll get blasted by
Yep.
the real one. When you're doing the tennis match part, if you're Z targeting, and you swing back, like it will go off course.
Interesting.
It's really trying to teach you to like not rely on Z targeting
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and I mentioned this probably the first episode. Like when I play this game at this point as a 30-year veteran of this series, I do as little Z targeting as possible to give myself that extra challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And it does make for it's more of just problem solving. Like
Yeah.
it's just like,
But I think
okay.
it's like at a certain point, it's once you hit a certain skill level, it's easier to not use Z targeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you beat him, you get your MacGuffin.
The forest medallion. And then you also realize that Saria is now the sage of the forest. And I think that means she died.
Yeah.
She's dead, or she's just kind of like in limbo for the rest of existence.
That's a good question, because our next one, Darunia, is not dead.
Well,
per se, right?
He's not dead until well, we'll get to that. I from the way it happens, because we'll talk about that. Sure. We could maybe even start covering some fire temple stuff.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
You get the forest medallion. You go back to the sage's like chamber, and they're like, look, cool, right? It's green. It doesn't do anything, but you got it.
Yeah,
love that for you. And then Navi's like, I think we should go to Death Mountain because order of events when you're a kid: forest, fire, water. And we're gonna do that again as adults, and it's fine. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. I wanted to see, because I was just thinking about how Saria turns out that she's the forest sage or whatever. And I feel like even she sort of explains it that way. Like she's just like, "Oh yeah, it turns out I'm the sage. Who knew?"
Yep.
That's kind of the whole conversation. And when you come back, though, I forgot, the Kokiri Forest is revitalized as a new Deku tree sprout is introduced to you at the foot of the old Deku tree.
The Deku shrub.
Yeah.
And I believe, I don't know if this is true, but I think that's the same Deku tree that you interact with in Breath of the Wild. Like that is the who could say?
This is again like author's intent. I think they're gonna say, who fucking cares?
Yes,
we don't know.
Yes. But I think canonically that's supposed to be the same Deku tree.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can't say because I wasn't really there.
There's there's like hints, I don't know, I guess, like that like things in the Lost Woods in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are named after like Mido's Pond, Saria's Lake.
I always saw this more as just like Easter eggs, like kind of like nudge, nudge. Hey,
I think that's
kids.
Again, author's intent. They just want to put Easter eggs in there, and make I guess YouTube lore fodder for 5 to 10 people to farm attention on. Which I'm one of the people whose attention they have. I watch those videos.
And we're talking about it right now.
And we're doing the same
on our podcast for the internet. So the Deku shrub tells Link about his secret heritage. He's finally like, listen, you are not Kokiri. You are not, in
case you haven't figured it out yet.
You are not one of us, okay? You are an outsider. And that's fine. I like that the Deku shrub kind of has like a jump scare on Link, where if we got it on the screen, he's like, "Oh, like why is he all of a sudden interested in this?" And then it just, wow, oh shit. I think the scream that Link does for that one is the same as him like falling from like a really high distance. Him just like,
my wife just asked me, I forget if it was this game or Breath of the Wild. She was like, how much time do you think they spent just having a guy yell in a room to capture all this? And I was like, honestly, probably not more than an afternoon.
Yeah, probably like one day of work for that poor guy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's great. I'm the voice actor for Link. Oh, really? That must be a steady job. No, I barely work at all.
No, especially this game. Like, there's 10 to 12 sounds that he makes, and they're iconic. They're classic, but
burned in my brain.
I think somebody just went in a room for an afternoon. And they were like, yeah, we'll use one of those.
Yep. So Deku Shrub, super cute. I love that we've got a secret god tree again. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Always need one of those. Um, yeah. So the shrub tells Link about like how his mom like brought baby Link to the forest and was like, "Take care of my baby," and then she dies.
Yeah, we almost never get anything about any Link's parent.
That's true.
We have like
Breath of the Wild. They talk about his dad being a swordsman.
Yeah, like
and that's about all we get.
I think that's the only other like Link to the Past. You live with
you got
your
an uncle, yeah.
Uncle representation. We love that.
Uncle vibes for life.
And like, I don't remember Wind Waker well, but he's like
Wind Waker. He lives with his grandmother and his sister, so always an orphan.
Yeah,
but never fully alone.
And then like, I don't even remember that first one on Wii where he's a wolf. What's the name of that?
Twilight Princess. He's just like a bachelor, like living.
He's just some weird guy lives in the village.
Ordon Village, I believe, is where he lives. I think
Skyward Sword's kind of the same. He's
Skyward
just like a member of an academy.
He's like in a knight's academy. Yeah. He's like Link Hogwarts.
Yeah, and they're like none of them have parents or something. I don't remember.
Who needs parents? I hate parents.
It's a very Lost Boys situation in that one too.
I mean, every Disney movie, no one has a full set of parents.
Yeah. So yeah, we've saved the forest.
We saved the forest. It's great. Now there's a new tree in charge. And the next step would be to see how things are going over in Goron City.
Mm-hmm.
And it's maybe we shouldn't get all the way into the Fire Temple just for time's sake now. But now
that talk about like the city a little bit.
Let's talk about getting Epona.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good way to kind of round this out, because now that you're an adult, you can take that song that Malon taught you when you were a kid, which is Epona's song, which it should honestly be called Malon's mom's song, because she wrote it. And question. It's called Epona's song.
Mm-hmm.
Malon teaches it to you, and she said, "My mom made this song, and I like to sing it to like remember her, because again, not a full set of parents here.
Nobody's
Malon's
got a full
mom
set of
is
parents.
dead. Dead or missing, or she maybe ran off with another guy, because Talon seems like kind of a scrub.
He's really a deadbeat.
Yeah. So it's called Epona's song, but Epona at that point is like still like a pony, like a young horse.
Yes.
So does that imply, and I've never thought about this before, and I'm coming out with it as I talk. If it's called Epona's song, does she call it Epona's song because Epona responds well to it? Or did Malon's mom die so recently that this baby horse is like a part of this picture? You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
just like the timeline of Malon losing her mom, mostly.
I mean, there's again,
author's intent.
Stuck at author's intent, like they didn't care, but
people make careers out of talking about this junk.
Yeah, I would think it is like the horse's song, and I guess that would mean the mom died recently. Maybe that's why her dad's always milk drunk.
Yeah. There's
that. There's what's the guy's name? Ingo. Maybe that's part of why he's so grumpy. There's some implications here. I'd say, given in the environment, there's nothing that says recently dead mom here.
Yeah.
But like it would make sense that like, Epona's song was written for Epona or sang for Epona.
Yeah.
And like I'll admit, like one of the few moments I got emotional in this game was when I first walked in as a kid and saw her there with Epona. And I was like, that's my horse for like the next like 5 games. It's always that horse, even though it's not. But like, and then like it's very sweet that like once you've learned the song and you play it, Epona will follow you around as a kid. And then when we return, this is how we initiate the process of like freeing Epona to become our horse, is playing the song to call Epona to us.
Yes. Because Ingo charges you money to just ride horses in the ranch, and you could just go ride any other horse. You ever do that? Just like ride a different horse for a while?
I didn't know you could.
You can, yeah. It's great. And once you ride on Epona, you go in, you play the song. Epona comes right to you. Otherwise, she'll stay away from you. You have to play the song for her to come to you, which is great. Um, what a great way to it's like Gandalf like whistling to get shadow facts.
Yeah.
It's just like, I guess that's how it works. I buy it.
I mean, it's fun to have this consistent lore about the loyalty of a horse. You know, that's a you read a lot of cowboy novels, you know.
Yes, sir, partner.
You know this trope, a man and his horse.
I just know that if you get caught stealing a man's horse, there's no safe passage for you.
Yeah.
It's going to have a bad outcome, hombre.
So
Ingo he's Luigi. He kicked Talon off of the ranch.
Which, like, to be fair, the guy was always passed out drunk every time I'd seen him.
Yes. I think he's got a little, it's like the Italians, like, they're like, oh, when we put the grappa in the espresso, we call it a corrected espresso.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's having some corrected milk here.
Yeah.
So Ingo sees that you're at it. He challenges you to a horse race after you've ridden around a couple of times, and it starts off, it's like a 50 rupee wager, and then he's just like, if you beat him once, he'll challenge you to another race, and you're just doing a lap around the ranch.
Yeah, it was a lot easier than I remembered. It's zero trouble in the races.
I love that for you.
The trouble I had was leaving the goddamn ranch once I got the horse. Because once you've done these 2 wins.
Yes, because the first time it's a $50 race, and then he's like, I gotta win. If you win, I'll let you keep the horse.
Yeah.
Which is like, no one's like, Link isn't like escalating this at all.
No.
It's all Ingo is just a gambling addict.
He's just like, I gotta double or nothing.
Yes.
I gotta keep going, dude.
Bet the farm.
This is my addiction.
Yeah. He's like, at least he's not drunk all the time.
Yeah.
So Epona was originally promised to Ganondorf. Ingo was going to present Epona to Ganondorf as a gift, because Ingo is a Ganondorf loyalist.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like on terms with like the Yiga clan in later games.
I took a lot of time exploring the ranch at night, and if you go into Ingo's bedroom, there's a portrait of Ganondorf behind his bed as he sleeps.
That must be
really
a
cute.
3DS detail.
It's pretty.
I never saw that in the N64 version, but I have to go back and check.
Yeah.
Now. That's fun. I really like this game, Josh.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Once you win these 2, he refuses to let you leave because, again, gambling addict. He just keeps making things worse for himself.
And he's a degenerate.
Yeah. You happened to be watching me stream when I got stuck there, because I was like, I swear you just jump over his head, and I tried it like 5 times, and it was just not working.
Yeah.
I thought like, you just run straight at the fence, and you will get this glorious cutscene of jumping over his head.
Oh, I got to mention too. I love. Did you see the Ingo's face on the fence?
Yeah,
I love that detail. That is such a fun.
There's a lot of really good details to show, like his touch on the farm throughout.
Yeah. It's just that he's a complete narcissist. He puts his face everywhere.
And like another weird thing I found in exploring the farm is like in the room where you have to do that chicken finding mini game. There's like what looks like a feeding schedule on the wall. It's like a scribbled picture of each of their faces.
Picture of Malon, Talon, and Ingo. Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't go back to check, but I was like, was that on the wall when you're a kid and Talon is the head of the ranch?
Oh, definitely not.
Because
right?
like you get the impression that in spite of his loyalty to Ganondorf, like Ingo is the one who can run a ranch.
Yes, but I think what this game is like pushing is that like he might be good at it, but he's a bad guy,
right?
And his intentions are bad.
I mean, how many managers have you met that you wanted to hang out with?
HR is your friend.
But yeah, I couldn't figure out how to jump over his head. I ended up jumping out one of the side walls and doing a 30-foot drop.
From what I understand, there you can jump over 2 different walls to exit. One side would shatter Epona's legs upon impact after landing.
which is the choice I chose. It looked just like it hurt.
And then the other one I think is a much a less steep grade. And it's one of those things where it's like you just have to figure this out. They're like Navi's not gonna. I don't think she's gonna be like, "Hey, listen, jump over the wall."
Yeah.
Like,
I was legitimately stuck for a minute or two.
That's okay. So you get your new horse best friend, and now Hyrule seems a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's so much more accessible. Like, and you can access the desert now that you have Epona.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's I think horse usage got better in the Zelda series after this. Like,
yeah,
I'm finding in this playthrough, like I'm using Epona much like I would use an item of like, oh, I need Epona to do this one thing.
Yeah.
Call Epona, do the thing, and then I never see Epona again. Which is, it's taking away from some of my youthful, joyful attachment to things. To be this sort of utilitarian about it. But like, it is what it is. As you get older, you realize like, oh, these things aren't as big and magical as they felt when I was a kid.
And I don't believe Epona is essential to beat the game. She's an optional.
Like even the desert, once you have the long shot that we'll get in a few dungeons, you can use that instead of Epona.
That's right.
I don't even think I knew you could use Epona to go to the desert.
Oh, fun.
Until like a second or third playthrough, to be honest.
Yeah, let's watch Epona shatter all of her ankles real quick.
Yeah, so I did that leap of faith.
Now she's glue.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a horse's footsies. But I did finally get out of there.
I have a Japanese friend who told me that she's never had it, but horse is a popular dish in Japan.
Is this a real thing?
I'm not being crass right now. I'm saying what a Japanese person.
Interesting.
Told me. And because I know that horse is also a delicacy in France and in Russia, and I would try it honestly if it was like ethically raised.
I envision it to be a little bit like venison. Is my closest approximation, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, like gamey beef.
Yeah. So yeah, once you have Epona, you can go faster. That's that.
That's it. I mean, it's kind of like if you got the video up right now, like Epona just can't like steps. No way, not happening. And I have seen horses go up and down steps. So I don't know.
Yeah, and those limitations like quickly turn me off to using Epona.
Yeah, where like she like dead stops, and you're like,
exactly what I was gonna say is like it's not just that she can't go places. It's that like if you accidentally run into something that Epona's not interested in doing, there's this really clunky to control like animation to back out of it, and like using horses is clunky honestly in most video games.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild really nailed it.
Breath of the Wild's a lot better.
Red Dead Redemption's pretty good. Like the horse mechanics in that are like it's so sophisticated, and it's a like they become your best friends.
It's definitely it's better in Breath of the Wild, but I don't lean on them too much. There are moments where like
I remember when your horse died in Breath of the Wild.
Oh my god!
And it was named after your cat.
Bloody horse.
And you like John Wicked your way back, and you're like, you killed my horse.
I'm just rewatching the footage of that for some reason. I was just it cracked me up. Like it was so random and accidental. It's the only time I think in like any video game that I've like lost a horse. And it was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, like imagine if Epona just died in this game.
Can anything harm Epona?
You can accidentally shoot her with your arrows and she'll neigh, but I don't believe there's like a
can't do like real damage.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. You need that horse to live forever.
So anyways, we're going to head on up to the Death Mountain Crater Dungeon in the next episode here. So, everybody head to Goron Village and find your way in there.
That's right. And campers, if you're enjoying the vibes here at Camp Video Games, patreon.com/campvideogames for $5 a month, you'll have access to commentary episodes of every single Legend of Zelda animated series episode. we will just talk over it. It's like we're watching it with you.
Yeah,
It's like we're not paying attention to the cartoon with you.
Yeah. I'll try to get in the habit of announcing this at the beginning of future episodes.
Oh.
I finally fixed it so that the show is up to date and available on all podcast directory services. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you don't have to find us on YouTube anymore.
We're not YouTube exclusive.
If you want to take
it's complicated.
If you want to take us on the go a little easier, you can go to Spotify, but probably I suggest otherwise. I use
Spotify.
I use Pocket Casts, but
I use Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. It's up to date now. Sean and I both lost track of how we upload it to anything other than YouTube. I finally figured it out, and I sat there and I uploaded them for a week, and it's all up to date.
And
go
you
subscribe.
get a bonus, campers. Isn't that nice? So if you want some more of these vibes, we've got a whole backlog of episodes. You got time, right? Just hang out.
Listen to them again.
Yeah.
Why not?
If you're on a Zelda kick right now, we got a whole bunch of talks about Breath of the Wild. That's when we started this show 3 years ago at time of recording. It's been a wild ride.
Hear what we were like when we were a lot more awkward about this. Although there were still fun things and insightful things said throughout that.
I'm a fucking
12
genius,
to 14
dude. Yeah,
hour
that shit rocks.
Podcast experience.
So yeah, join us next time. We're gonna go get hot in Mount Doom.
Heck yeah, dude. That's all. And I love you, but probably not.
I love you,
Take
Josh.
care of yourself. That's true. I love Sean. Camper, I love you in a sort of distant way.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. But do be subscribed and liked and commenting this, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Out.
If you'd like to write to us, send a message to campvideogames@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at campvideogames. If you want to become a real happy camper, you can support Camp Video Games on Patreon. For $5 a month, you'll be granted access to even more discussions about movie-based video games, game-based movies, full-length commentaries, playthroughs, and more. Whether you sign up or not, we're glad to have you here at Camp Video Games.